Hello everybody, and welcome back to what is going to be the first YouTube exclusive content on my channel. So if you're here, I know you're not on Twitch. Thank you for showing up, though. So today there is a community tournament going on, and it is hosted by Loreweaver. Loreweaver's a newer member of the community, but he's super awesome. He's the one that creates a leaderboard by manually so that we know who's on top in the in-game rank system. And he's also gotten into now hosting tournaments. I think some of these tournaments are geared towards newer players to get interest. There's no entry fee, at least on this one, and there's a pretty nice prize pool of a million Pansuns, as well as a mystery Luma for the winner. So we're here today, and we are going to participate in that. I'm recording this instead of streaming it because I don't want to turn on stream delay, but I still want to have the content there for anyone who isn't able to catch it, the matches. This one's going to encompass like the little introduction as well as the first match, and then I think I'll split each match into separate videos afterwards. But this is going to be the team we are running. If you guys saw my previous video, you'll know that it kind of looks familiar. It's it's kind of a mix of a support and damage Piranhient. It's got H-Slap and a couple physical crystals so it can drop defense. But it also does damage because energy reserves and max attack invest. Tuvine, just all around solid. Amazing typing, good coverage, priority. Waspine is the memeiest thing on my team. We have max attack, max defense. The max defense is because your defense actually increases the amount of damage that auto destruction does. So the goal is to just survive 3 turns and then go kaboom and hopefully wipe my opponent's entire board without dealing too much damage to mine. But I mean, I still have nice coverage moves with Toxic Slime for Toxic Tick, Crystal Bite, and even Debris Typhoon if it comes to it. I'm also running Wax Bath even though it's a bad trait. I might change Waspine later. Because so far I really like this team, but Waspine is the weakest link. Next we got Cernif. Pretty typical. Settling's a cool trait now. Starts the turn, 2 turns on the field, gets a boost. You can bush, pass another turn. Petal Dagger for cheaper damage, and Water Cutting Lily for high damage. Double Kick just to hit things that resist nature and also have priority when there's not a water on the field. Mogu, also another typical set with Rush and Splitter. It has Adrenaline Shot, so we can still attack after it uses Rush. And also, Adrenaline Shot does not interrupt the Invigorize from Splitter, because you'd normally run Fake Beard as an alternative item on Molgu. Mashuk, kind of support. It's got War Drum and P-Jab. Drop all your opponent's defenses, and then it can just deal some damage whenever it needs be. I could put like Cage or Turbo on it, but that's not what I have today. I just added Garunder. I swapped out Platimus because Platimus was a speedy special attacker on a slower physical team. It just didn't fit. So I'm trying Garunder now, so I can keep the Toxic synergy with Molgu, and I don't think I need Water Cutting Lily synergy all that much. So we got Nox Bomb and Defib are the 2 main moves. Beef Up is so that I can either support like one of the other Tems on my team. I think the only 2 Tems slower than it are going to be the Waspine and the Zyzare, but that's okay. You never know when that could come in handy. Otherwise, I can always use it on itself or just get the boost the next turn. And then Paizo's just for higher damage and priority. And if I have it next to Zyzare, it gets the extra 35 damage boost, which is cool. Thick Skin's better here. Formation's cool, but it's not going to help me much. And then Zyzare is rested with Iron Coating. Max attack, deal as much damage on turn 1 and 2 as possible with Stone Ball. And then Piercing Wheel also lowers defense, which my team really likes. I do have enough speed in my Zyzare so that with the Piercing Wheel priority, it will outspeed up to my Cernif. So the Mashuk would still outspeed, but Mashuk is also a support. I'd rather get the P-Jab and higher damage on the the piercing wheel. That's why I did that. So that is an overview of the team. I hope we don't have to wait too long before the next match. We're already 3 minutes past the start time. I just wanted to have enough time to review everything before we actually started playing. That's why I started the stream already, or well, not stream, video. You might catch me saying stream just because I'm so used to it nowadays. We'll do a couple side pack encounters while we wait, but since you guys are on YouTube, you can skip ahead for sure. I'm not gonna like stop and start the recording. I don't have any video editing software. I could pick some up easy or use something free, but honestly, I just kind of want the content to be there for you guys, but I don't want to put a whole lot of work into it. Sorry. I'm sure everyone would be laughing at me on stream right now. I will try and do as much analysis during the matches as possible so that you guys can kind of get an idea of my thought process, but I might end up going silent and kind of clicking moves at points just because I need to focus, because I do want to at least attempt to win. If I don't, I'm not going to be too sad about it. It's just a little community tournament. I'm mainly playing for fun, and also, you know, I want to advertise that these tournaments are going on right now, because Loreweaver's got a few cool ideas for other tournaments in the future. This one had a little bit of a low turnout, which is kind of disappointing. So I'm hoping that we can get some more people interested in the future ones. So if any of you guys want to join these tournaments, just check out the main Discord. They'll be posted in the community events tab. Even if you're like afraid that you won't do well, if you have the time, I would definitely suggest trying it out. There's no entry fee, so there's no punishment for trying, and if you win, you can get some pantsuns and make some, like, you can use the pantsuns for whatever you want. You don't really need to invest in pro teams nowadays. It looks like there was some issues with the bracket, and that's what's taking a little bit longer. We almost had 8 players, but another one hopped in at the end, so that's nice to have an extra player. Just means that there's a little bit of a little bit of an extra weight, which is a-okay for me. It's finally the weekend, so I can play some games, and I'll stream after this, but that's kind of backwards. Normally you advertise the YouTube video on the stream, not the other way around. Well, the bad thing about it being the weekend is it's already Friday and I haven't gotten a single Luma from Psypark yet. Not Psypat, and definitely not Scale. Psypat's got the higher percent chance. I think Ice Cubes is one of the egg techniques for Psypat, right? They, like, as soon as they buffed Ice Cubes, the ETCs just all flew off the auction house, so I wasn't able to pick one up because I wasn't quick enough. Since I bring up the buffs to Ice Cubes, it's worth mentioning that we actually already have news about the nerfs that are coming in 1.1.4 or 1.4.1. So we're gonna see blue screen go down to 2 prio instead of 3, and it's gonna OB10 and Munko are gonna lose it. They were kind of the more common abusers because OB could pass turns through bush, and Munko can use cheer up, which can get the holds off faster. There's still a bit of worry that maybe items like Waspine, that's so tanky and provides healing, would still be strong. Max Waspine, or max speed Waspine with Fat Burner, I think someone said hits 243 speed. So that might be a new breakpoint we want to hit this season. Or, well, 244, so we outspeed it. We'll have to see, I'm not sure how many. Oh, we just got the brackets where I got distracted. I did forget my thought though. I think I was saying, like, I usually run slower teams, so hitting that speed breakpoint might not be something I'm going to do. Alright, so bracket is up. I don't have a setup to pull it up on stream. I am facing Valos. So I'm just going to do a coin flip to get started. I'll do a little emote here, but that's not going to be the actual coin flip. We're doing it on Battlefy. So my opponent won the coin flip, so I'm assuming we'll see an invite here in a few seconds. He's just making sure there's no wait to start. I don't think there's going to be any delay. I guess, alright, my bad. There's going to be a bit more of a delay because... So for those of you that don't know, there is a big bug right now where blue side can see every item in the game, both including your opponent's. And orange side can only see them as they're revealed, like it should happen. So currently blue side has a huge advantage because of that bug. So for this tournament, we had to provide screenshots of our locked teams as well as our items, just so that we can see. And so it's completely fair no matter which side you're on. And maybe I should just cut this out of the video. If anyone's here listening to my ramble, I appreciate it. Might be your loss, though. Yeah, my opponent did just send me an invite. But like I said, we're still waiting. This is Loreweaver's first tournament he's organizing, so we're giving him a bit of grace. Although, even if it wasn't, I mean, I'm in no rush. So, winner's bracket is best of 3, loser's bracket's best of 1. So currently nobody's in the loser bracket yet, so it'll be a best of 3. The finals will be best of 3, and the winner will choose side. Looks like some players are starting their matches anyways. They don't mind the disadvantage from gears. I'm just gonna pretend that this is just like a long comp queue. The other matches should be better and faster, shorter videos. This will be my opponent for the match once we get there. Looks like he's actually not part of a club. He might be a newer player, which is really cool. I see he was silver 3, but it's really hard to tell how ranks translate right now because the season just reset and everything. And the way that they drop everyone's rank is kind of favored more towards I think it's like plus 2,000 TMR divided by 3 is what your new TMR is. Now we don't even get to see the TMR until the data dumps at the end of the season. So that doesn't really help us figure anything out. But if you had less TRP or TMR to start, then you know you'll lose less when you just divide it up. Also, with the TMR dump, it also showed our win rates. I thought it was really funny because somehow, even after all the meme teams I did, I still ended up with like a 55% win rate. I'm kind of curious where I would have been at had I not done all the meme teams and actually just tried to win games for the whole season. It's not like a little win rate matters, but we'll see. Alright, so we got the Google Doc now, so we'll finally be able to start. Thanks for sticking with it, with me. I would say like plurals, like with us. Let's see, my opponent is Valos. He's using Mom's Lunch Cowrin, Schween's Horn Tukai, Energy Drink Tyrannak. Very interesting stuff. Bait on Shimurian. Alright, so I'm all ready, just waiting for an invite from my opponents. You're refreshing Diabolo on the Ragnet. I'm not too afraid of Ragnet. From my experimentations the other days, I know that Shimurian is actually the biggest problem on this team. Tukai is also not a great matchup for me, but if I ban the Chimerian and then pick Garunder, I think I can scare him off of the Tukai. There we go. Gotta pick the right team. That's always a struggle here. Because it defaults to your pro teams, and I'm so used to clicking my left slot, but it is my middle one. This is the team. I'm gonna ban the Chimerian because I do not have any fire types, and my only melee. I'm assuming I'm either gonna see a Mashuk or Garunder ban from him on my side. Both of us are running War Drum Mashuk. It losing Slingshot was a big hit. Might actually just target my Cerneef, which is interesting. He's got Mashuk and Tyrannak for it. But I suppose if I banned one of those two, he'd be running low on options. And it looks like a physical team, so that could be why. It's worth mentioning that so he must have banned Waspine because he's afraid of blue screen. Sandby has Inner Shield, which blocks status moves. It's a counter to the blue screen spam that I didn't think about, but other players did. So once again, another thing I didn't have on my anti-freeze team. I could have done so much better. That was thrown together. Probably a splitter Mulgu as well, for the same reason. I'm curious what the Ragnet set's going to be. It's probably just a speedy P-Jab user. I'm actually really just tempted to go Mashuk, or actually, I'm tempted to go Mashuk and Tuvine. Yeah, I don't see anything that beats this. He has Tyrannac, but like I can Waste Water and Nox Bomb. More realistically, I would probably P-Jab the Tyrannac turn 1, and then Feather Gatling the Mashuk. He could pick Cowern here, which I wouldn't be able to... I mean, I have Mashuk, which is melee, but Cowern's really bulky. It wouldn't take too much damage. See Molgu come in. Not surprising. My Mashuk can take a P-Jab Faraday Cage. Not well. It'll probably take like 80%, but it does live. Actually, I'm not too afraid of the Tukai now that I think about it. Ragnus not bad. I think I just banned the Tyrannac. Just because I want my traits. Like, he could cancel out energy reserves and that would make Piranian feel bad. He bans Garender, no surprise. It is really good into his team. He only has Cowern to deal with it. And that was also one of my better Tems against Tyrannac, so once again, I'm glad I banned it. I think no matter what, I'm picking Cernif and Piranian tier. And then turn 1, I'm going to P-Jab, Feathergat the Mashuk. Even if he swaps in Tukai and then just Faraday Cages my Mashuk, like the Faraday Cage without the P-Jab is a 3-hit KO because it's a Parrier Mashuk. Parrier is a very strong trait. And depending on how fast this Tukai is, I might even just be able to outspeed and kill it. That's only if it's base speed. Otherwise, -2 Nox Bomb from Tuvine should be able to finish it. He didn't pick the Cowern, so I don't really need the Mashuk after this lead here. I'm leaning towards Zyzer because it can deal with everything other than Mashuk. Or sorry, everything other than Tuvine. Or Tukai, man. All the 2i evolutions. Their names meld together in my head. I almost wish they had a little bit more variation in them, just so I wouldn't mix them together. Oh, maybe it's not a splitter, Molgu. That's interesting. Just because there's anti-synergy with Splitter and Fakebeard. But yeah, with the 2i evolutions, I've heard arguments that like 2-wire should have been called Cybird. That would have been pretty cool. Someone from my club came up with that one, as far as I know. And then Tutsu was a missed opportunity to do Tuplex, as in like suplex, but then they probably would have felt bad not giving a Savage Suplex. I don't know. Oh, we actually see the Mashuk stay in. Okay. That's fine. See, P-Jab on the Tuvine. Unfortunately for him, I am determined. I guess he wanted to ban my Crystal since it's really good against Sambi and Ragnit. This isn't going to do a whole lot. Yep. Alright, so I am going to just Turbine and then P-Jab the Mashuk slot. That way, if he swaps in like Tukai or Ragnit to resist the wind move here, then I will still be fine. And a turbo attack will probably do like 50, maybe 60% to my Mashuk. Yeah, we're just gonna P-Jab just to cover for the slot. Oh, he actually stays in. Sacks his Mashuk. Kind of an interesting play. It was literally the only thing stopping me from, or stopping my Cerny Piranhant and from doing anything. Zyzer can also be a bit more free now. 2Kai is the only threat. Oh, he's still just taking down 2Vine. He's really kind of hard targeting. What's it called? Tunnel vision. Yeah, he's kind of got tunnel vision on my 2Vine. He's probably just going to bring in 2Kai now because he's scared to bring in his Crystal Weeks into a Crystal. Although he could bring in Ragnet, E-Punch, and Cyberclaw my 2Vine. That would finish it off. I hope he brings in the 2Kai though. I'd really love to get the Wastewater and possibly Nox Bomb on it. We don't know if it's a fast 2Kai yet though. I'm assuming it's slower than his Mashuk at least. Oh, he does bring it in. So we get the Wastewater Nox Bomb. He could swap here. That would be a good play by him. But 2Vine then gets another hit off. Because nothing this Molgu clicks is going to kill my 2Vine this turn. It is a slow 2Kai. Not surprising. His 2Kai is faster than my 2Vine. This hurts, but not bad enough. Did he click Cyberclaw, though? No, he did not. So 2Kai goes down. And now I'm in a really good position to win this game. I'm gonna bring in Zyzer just because he doesn't have any counters to it. I could bring in my Piranhant, force the just kind of be a little greedy. Hope he brings in Ragnet, E-punches, and then lets me one-shot the Molgu after knocking me into energy reserves. But if I can kill the Ragnet first, oh, he brings in Sambi anyways, which is fine. I'm just gonna uppercut Stoneball the Molgu slot. If the Molgu attacks, it OXs and should put it in range to die to Stoneball. If it swaps, then Ragnet dies. I don't really see any plays he has. Bamboozle is no longer. I don't think Sambi even has Bamboozle anymore, but it's on a hold now anyways. Based on how much 2Vine did this game, we're very likely to see it get banned next game, since this is a best of 3. Slower Sambi, because my Mashuk is the fastest thing on the field. The Matter Teleport, get to see if his dozing hit, but it's got to be Inner Shield, I'd imagine. Yeah. Turbo Attack, I still don't think this kills. Yeah. War Drum plus Iron Coating. So we're just gonna, if this Sambi doesn't have Transient, I'll get a P-Jab off. If it does, that's fine too. I'm not gonna be greedy with Piercing Wheel, I'm just gonna Stoneball. It should one-shot, it's rested Iron Coating, max attack Zyzer. It's kind of insane damage. And there's the Transient Echo. No surprises. Not really worried either. I'm a P-Job. Trying to play for the late game. But I just... Oh my goodness, it lives with 4 health. Very interesting. Also, I'm now realizing I should have clicked Piercing Wheel probably, just because I don't have the Invigorized from it now. We'll just click it on the Sambi, lower its defense. Cernif should be faster than the Ragnet. Finish it off with a double kick. Cernif has really high base speed. Is he a transient? He's just trying to take down Zyzer as much as he can. Rested's now gone, so that does way less damage than it did before. But it's also a bulky Sandy, because we know it was slower than my base speed Mashuk. It's also low on stamina, even with Sweatband. I mean, it can do some more transients, but it won't be able to matter teleport for free anymore. Zyzer's done its job. It can go down. I still have Piranha in the back, which could probably solo the Sandbee anyways. Cernif probably can too. Super high base defense. That damage is so sad. Ooh, beef up. I suppose that's one of Sandbee's remaining support options. I could bush for fun, but we're just gonna do this. I calced my Zyzer speed, like I said earlier, to be faster than my Cernif, so if I had lived that, the Piercing Rail would have gone off first, and the defense drop would have definitely been enough to bury this Sandbee. GG's on game 1. Now he has the choice of who he wants to send this time. Usually blue side is better, so he'll likely just choose blue again. So I'd say the team performed pretty well. Didn't get to use Waspine. Right now it's more of a ban threat than anything else. Just because of the blue screen. It would be decent into my opponent's team though. He had a couple crystal weeks and some digi weeks. But getting the Waspine to survive 3 turns for Auto Destruction to get off hold might be difficult. Just messaging to make sure he knows this is the best of 3. I don't know if it was explicitly written in the rules. I just saw the chat that Loreweaver was typing in on Discord. Maybe he's just trying to get a little extra time to strategize. Honestly, that's not a bad thing. Yeah, being able to plan for the second match in a best of 3 is always good. And if it gets to a third match, there's even more preparation and thought. Got to think about like what went wrong in the whichever game you lost, and how can you improve it in the next game. Was it a certain Tem that you need to ban? Like he'll likely ban the 2-Vine now. Or maybe it was that he ignored my Mushuk. Maybe he expected it to swap, thinking that I wouldn't leave a melee in front of a digital so long. Or that he sacked his Mushuk when I had a water and a nature in the back. So we do see 2-Vine go down. Not surprising. I'm still leaning towards a Chimerian ban. And again, on second thought, I'm going to ban the Mashuk because that is actually what walls my team more than anything else. Since my Mashuk is still up, I can bring it and P-jab the Chimerian, and now we know that it is not dozing hit Sanby, so I don't have to be afraid. Because if that Sanby was faster than my Mashuk and had dozing hit, it would have just done half my health, put me to sleep, and then finished me off the next turn, and that would have been a huge problem. Would have basically just been sacrificing my Mashuk, which is a huge, important support for my team. Piranha can only provide that level of support with a crystal next to it. And I mean, Zyzer's not really designed to be a support. It's just the Piercing Whale is a cool signature move and has the option of lowering defense. I would love to bring it here, just P-jab Stoneball the Tyrannac, but this is probably Intimidator Tyrannac, and so I wouldn't get rested. So that means that my best option is going to be Mulgu. He could bring Ragnet. That would be the worst. Because Kukai would have Hydrologist shut off, or if it's Frightnac, it would have Schween's Horn turned off, which would be really bad for him. Because he wouldn't have a turn 1 water move. I mean, a Ragnet pick would threaten my... Oh, no, we see Sanby. Interesting. I'm just going to P-jab and Faraday Cage to Sanby. It doesn't have, like... doesn't have bait, so it'll take the Toxic Ticks from Faraday Synergy. But since Mashuk's going to definitely take damage this lead, I'm going to ban the Chimerian, because it was my best thing to deal with it, and I no longer want to. Chimerian might be really good this patch, just because of, once again, the Humiliating Slap synergy. It's a physical crystal attacker, and with Hostile buff, it can deal insane amounts. It also wants to be a little slower on the bulky side because of Frond Whip being its best nature type move. So you can kind of run it next to the slower H-slappers like Calibus and Saku if you want to. Might be worth experimenting with sometime. If I drop Waspine, I mean my fire weakness would be kind of bad. I've only got 2 fire counters as well. We'll see. Definitely bringing Zyzer, it's super good this game. And once again, he's got pretty limited options to deal with Cerneef, so we're going to pick it. Picking the Waspine is very tempting, but in this situation, Piranha's just going to be better in general, so I think I'm going to go with Piranha. Plus, I mean, Pookie's the channel mascot. You gotta respect Piranha. I love Piranha. Having Nox Bomb to deal with Tukai is super good. If it was a special Tukai with like Tornado, that would hurt really bad because Piranha's special defense is low, but its physical defense is insane. So since it's a physical Tukai, we are a-okay. His bait user is Chimerian, which I banned. So there's literally nothing stopping me from using P-jab and Faraday Cage on this Sanby. A Matter Teleport plus Embers would do probably 75-80% of my Mashuk's health. But I think that's okay. That would mean the Sanby is practically dead. Only thing I really need Mashuk for is to deal with this and maybe get some chip on the Tyrannac. So far we've got no reveal on whether it's Intimidator or item for Tyrannac. We'll find out real quick though because I have War Drum on Mashuk in that procs item. This guy's trying to figure out what to do. He does have the less favorable lead. He actually swaps the Tyrannac, so we don't get to find out which type it is. But Sanby takes a ton of damage and possibly goes down here. I know Sanby's super bulky, so it'll probably live, but not well. Oh, he hits the Mulgu. Interesting. Maybe hoping to kill it on the next turn with E-Punch. Maybe he'll swap in his own Molgu. I forget how much damage. I don't think that kills Sambi. I think poison's 12.6%. So very unfortunate for me. I wonder if he calced that for some reason. I want to keep Mashuk alive, kind of, but Molgu, I don't particularly need. It's just that Molgu doesn't do a whole lot to Ragnet here, which is unfortunate. I'm not Electric Custodian Zyzer, so it's not like I can swap that in to get the value here. See, I'm going to swap in the Zyzer. And then I'm going to just turbo attack the Ragnet. Oh no, we get Cage, but I'm Splitter. But I swapped the Mashuk. He was probably trying to trap my Molgu. Yeah, that does like nothing. Sad. Honestly, I'm just going to rest on Mashuk. I don't need any damage on Ragnet, because I'm bringing in Zyzer next turn. And then, sorry, I have the no fun allowed button on my Molgu. So Sambi's down. The plan was to live the turn and then kill Sambi anyways, but I guess if it doubled my Molgu, I would have had an issue. And even if he does not finish off my Molgu here with the Ragnet, which he will, I would have had Adrenaline Shot and been able to attack next turn. So no matter what happened, everything was a-okay. So now I bring in Zyzer. If we do see 2Kai come in, I probably just swap the Zyzer for Cernif. Just because I believe this Ragnet should be faster than his 2Kai. So a perfect jab into Shween's Horn, Hydrologist, Nox Bomb from 2Kai will probably just nuke my Zyzer. I don't even have max HP on it. It does have super high defense and a pretty solid HP stat, but I just don't think it can take it. Not that Cernif would particularly want to take a -2 from the perfect jab either. But if this gets to a late game with without Mashuk, Cernif can't do anything to Tyrannak, so it would be better to just use it for 2Kai right now. You see Molgu though, so yay. Huh. The question is, do I think that the 2Kai is going to swap in? Because if I do, I should waste water. I think he wants to conserve his Ragnet to deal with my Piranha later on. So we're just gonna double. Okay, he just sacks the Ragnet. Not really surprising, but now Zyzer has done its job. Oh, we'll just see a P-jab on the Mashuk. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Him getting damage on Mashuk's good because Tyrannak doesn't like it. Doesn't like my Mashuk. The better play there definitely would have been to swap my Mashuk for Cernif. That way I still would have been able to cover for the 2Kai. I just wouldn't have had anything for the next turn, so kind of rough. This Molgu has not revealed Cyberclaw yet. And there is a possibility I can outspeed? No. No, base speed Mulgu's like 140. And base speed Mashuk, which is what mine is, would be less than that. I'm going to use this last rested turn, get a Piercing Wheel on the Mulgu, drop its defense, and then as soon as Mashuk goes down, I bring in Cernif. My Mashuk's faster than his 2Kai, so it's just a matter of, yeah. Now Cernif can come in and finish off the 2Kai. Get the Piercing Wheel. Might just see a double on Zyzer. Maybe he predicts a swap. Ooh, that's nice damage. Nope, we see the Feather Gatling. Mashuk goes down. That's okay. It did a lot of work. Zyzer's bulky, it takes that just fine. And Cernif here. I'm just gonna Petal Dagger the 2Kai. No reason to use Water Cutting. And then we're gonna Stone Ball the Mulgu. I haven't Vigorized, so I won't OX. Cernif should outspeed the 2Kai. And then after the defense drop, I think a Stone Ball will kill the Mulgu. Maybe not, though. It would be fine if it doesn't. I just use Cernif and double kick it next turn. Yeah. 2Kai goes down. Let's get some more chip on Zyzer. Okay, so Mulgu did live. I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna double kick the Mulgu, and then I'm going to Piercing Wheel the Tyrannac. Get the defense drop so that when Piranha comes in, it'll be an undisputed victory. Actually, Cernif being full health and not dying actually kind of slows the game down a little. I'm just gonna have to double kick the Tyrannac a few times until I can bring Piranha in safely. I could swap it in, but I'm trying to get myself to play safer end games rather than riskier ones, because I end up throwing a lot of late games, like just because I'll think I win, and then my opponent pulls something like Extinction on the Tyrannac, and then all of a sudden it can somehow outstall me. I don't know. Yeah, that damage is really sad. Zyzer goes down, so now I can bring Piranha in anyways. Actually funny, I ended the game now with 3 monotypes. Actually, I think I have like 4 on the team because of Mulgu. Yeah. Who needs type coverage, am I right? I guess Piranha has Nox Bomb, but nah. Alright, and that's gonna be the game. GG's Valos. It was a fun best of 3. I hope I can see you sometime on ladder in the future. Or possibly in another tournament, because I will be participating in as many as I can make the time slot for. I'm going to stop this YouTube video here. I'm going to post the rest of them. I'm just going to split it up so it's easier. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time.